friends! My name is Desiree, aka Mama Friendly, and I do all sorts of videos on my channel, from cooking videos to planner videos, vlogs, hauls, homeschool videos with a Disney twist, a little bit of everything. So if any of that sounds like fun to you, I hope that you'll subscribe and join me on my YouTube adventure. Today I'm participating in a collab hosted by Melissa of I'm Merely Melissa and Christy of Christy's Farmhouse. It's a monthly collab that they do every month, each time with a different theme, and this time we're doing Easter. So I thought it would be a great idea to show you guys deviled eggs 3 ways. Of course, this is all allergy friendly. Actually, every recipe that I'm about to show you is paleo, and you can't have deviled eggs without perfect hard-boiled eggs. So I'm gonna show you my foolproof, never fail way that I make soft-boiled and hard-boiled eggs. Really easy, super easy to peel, and you don't need any of those weird tricks like baking soda or vinegar, nothing like that. It's literally just water. I'm looking forward to showing you these recipes, but first I do want to let you know that because this is a collab, there is a playlist that goes along with it. So after you've watched my video, make sure you check out that description box so you can see the playlist and check out what all of my friends made for their collab this month as well. I'm ready if you are. Let's get right into the recipes. Alright friends, since this video is all about deviled eggs, I figured it would make sense to start by showing you my method for boiling the eggs. We've got background noise. As usual, this is a house with people living in it. It is what it is. I hope that y'all don't mind. But my method, basically, super simple. I always start the same way. I take my pot of water and I'm going to bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, I'm going to put my eggs in. At that point, the countdown begins. For soft-boiled, I do 6 minutes. For what I would consider hard-boiled, I do about 8. But for the purposes of the deviled eggs, I want them really completely cooked through, so I'm gonna do 10 minutes. Now the thing is, as soon as your timer finishes and your eggs are as cooked as you want them, you immediately have to transfer them to an ice bath. And I like to leave them in the ice bath for at least 10 minutes before I peel them. Being shocked by the cold water is not only going to stop the cooking process right where you want it, but it kind of helps the egg retract from the shell, and that makes it a lot easier to peel. And now that your eggs are cooked up, they're ready to be deviled. Alright, so we're going to start with our first version of deviled eggs. This is going to be a salmon and chive version. And I'm going to read you the ingredients as it pertains to 12 eggs. I'm only making 6 because it's just me that's going to be eating these. So, for our smoked salmon filling, we're going to need our 12 egg yolks, assuming you're using 12. 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. I'm using this one because it's avocado oil based. There we go, that's better. You could also use Primal Kitchen. And that's obviously if you want to keep this paleo. Otherwise, you could use any mayonnaise you like. We're also going to need 1/4 cup of full-fat coconut milk. I didn't want to have to open a can for just a smidge, so I'm going to be using my tried and true nut pods here. A tablespoon of dill and a tablespoon of flat leaf parsley. I'm using dry, so I'm going to be using way less, but it is better with fresh. 3/4 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. 3/4 teaspoon of finely chopped fresh chives. 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 3 ounces of smoked salmon. We're going to thinly slice this for a garnish. And we're also going to use a tablespoon of capers for garnish. So between the onions, the salmon, and the capers, we're almost going for like a bagel and lox type vibe with these eggies. I'm going to cut my eggs in half. I'm going to separate the egg yolks and I'm going to put them into a bowl. Next, I'm going to mix the yolks, mayonnaise, milk, dill, parsley, mustard, chives, onion powder, and salt. We're going to mash everything together until it's well combined and smooth. We're going to spoon our mixture into a large Ziploc and we're going to snip off a hole in the corner so that we can use it as a piping bag. We're gonna pipe the mixture into our waiting egg whites and garnish with the smoked salmon and capers. Very easy and super tasty. For deviled egg recipe number 2, we're gonna make an avocado tarragon filling. So for a dozen, you're gonna want 12 hard-boiled eggs, 2 avocados pitted, 3 cloves of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. I have my favorite right here. It's not freshly squeezed, but it tastes like it. 1 tablespoon of avocado oil, 2 teaspoons of finely chopped fresh tarragon. The recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons of white wine vinegar. I'm halving the recipe anyways, and so I did not want to buy a whole new bottle of something for 3/4 teaspoon. So I'm going to use what I have on hand, which is the red wine vinegar, and hopefully since it's such a small amount, it won't affect the color too much. 1.5 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 cup of microgreens for garnish. I have some micro cilantro here, which I think is going to go really well with the avocado. So just as before, we're going to combine our egg yolks with the avocado, garlic, lemon juice, avocado oil, tarragon, vinegar, mustard, and salt in a bowl. Mash it all up until it's well combined and smooth. Then we're going to spoon it into our Ziploc. We're going to snip a hole off on the corner and pipe the mixture onto the egg whites. Lastly, we're going to garnish with our micro cilantro, and it's good to go. And I saved our simplest recipe for last, but this is one that I think might be the most flavorful. We're making pesto eggs. So we're gonna take our 12 hard-boiled eggs, 1/3 cup of store-bought dairy-free pesto sauce. I got mine at Sprouts. 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 2.5 teaspoons of lemon juice. We're gonna use 3 tablespoons of chopped sun-dried tomatoes for garnish, and you can also add some pine nuts on top for garnish as well. And you guessed it, to make our filling, we're gonna combine our egg yolks, pesto sauce, olive oil, and lemon juice in a bowl, mash until it's well combined and smooth. Pour the mixture into a Ziploc and snip off a hole in the corner so we can pipe our mixture into our egg whites. Garnish with your sun-dried tomatoes and your pine nuts if you've got them, and you're ready. Alright friends, there you have it. 3 super simple recipes that come together really quickly and form an impressive platter for yourself and your guests. I just love any recipe that takes a basic and turns it on its head and gives you something a little unexpected, but still familiar enough where people are going to be intrigued and want to try it out. And with the exception of maybe the kind of mayo you'd use, all of this stuff is just naturally paleo, which means people that don't typically eat gluten-free, dairy-free, etc. are probably not going to notice a difference in your ingredient choice. That being said, it's also very easy to make this conventionally as well. If y'all decide to try any of these recipes or all of them, I'd love for you to come back and let me know what you think. And I want to remind you before you go to look at that description box so you can see the link to the collab and see what all my friends made this month. I want to thank you so much for being here and watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you'll please give it a big thumbs up. I'd also love it if you'd subscribe and click that notification bell because I post at least 3 times a week and I wouldn't want you to miss a minute. Thanks so much again for watching. Bye!